Welcome to Dan Talks United. This is the match preview. This is Grimsby Town versus Manchester United. United. Come on, we can win this. We need to win this. This has got to be our first win of the season. We've lost against Arsenal. We've drawn against Fulham. This has got to be our first win. Now, there's no pressure on Grimsby Town as being the underdogs. All the pressure's on us. Please don't let me have to do a title in my next video saying blunder at Blundell Park. I can't face that. We've got to win this, guys. Come on. I haven't watched them play. Don't know if we've played them before or when we played them last. They're underdogs. We're expected to win. So let's look at their form. So they have drawn against Accrington Stanley. Who were they? That was 1-1. They've won against Walsall 1-0. They've won against Newport 2-1. They've drawn against Harrogate 3-3. And they've beat Crawley 3-0. So as we know, we've lost against Arsenal at home 1-0. And we've drawn against Fulham at Craven Cottage 1-1. So in terms of form, they're scoring goals, but they're also conceding. We're not really scoring goals. So this is the opportunity for us to score goals against Grimsby Town. League 2 opposition. Can we do it? So let's go on to the lineup, starting lineup. So I'm going to go with Bayindir, as much as he hasn't convinced me much this season. I think he's had a couple of good saves here and there, but they're routine for me. He just doesn't command that area very well when it comes to set pieces. I want my goalkeeper to shout at the defence. I want him to be up there, using his height, grabbing hold of that ball or punching the ball well. I just don't think Bayindir is doing that. I think he's got biscuit wrists, hard to say, and he just flaps at things. He's often in no man's land, and that's just not good enough. But what we do need is Bayindir to build up that confidence. So, backline, back three, the back three system, Amarin. Centre back, Harry Maguire. Missed out for me, unlucky, but De Ligt has played well. Was one of the people that was saying Maguire needs to leave. Didn't think he was playing well. But I think he's matured over time. I think he's shown his worth recently. He's knuckled down. He's got his head down, and he's just basically said, United fans, I want to stay. I want to show my worth. I want to show you what I've got. And I think he's doing that. Now, is he Vidic? No. Is he Rio Ferdinand? No. Is he one of our best centre-backs we've ever had? No. But he's playing better. He's playing well. He's showing his strengths. One thing I don't want to see, though, Amarin, is you just shoving him up front when we're losing or drawing. I don't want to be seeing that. But in terms of being a centre-back, we all know that he's got capabilities. We all know he plays very well in a back three system, and he's done that for England. So let's start him tonight. Let's give him the armband as well and make him the captain. And that probably gives you an idea of what I'm thinking going forward in terms of giving Maguire the captaincy. Now, to partner up with him at centre-backs, I'm going to go the left side. I'm going to say a bit of a tie-up between Luke Shaw and Aidan Heaven. But I want to see Heaven play. I think Luke Shaw, as Sir Jim would say, don't get injured, Luke. We don't want Luke to get injured. Let's give him a rest. Let's get Aidan Heaven in there. It's League 2 opposition. Aidan Heaven should be fine there. Now, right centre-back. I'm going to go with another youngster, Tyler Fredrickson. He's been coming through the ranks. He's been playing well at the different levels, under 18s, under 21s, that sort of thing. He's come into the first team here and there. I think he played a few times in the summer series. Looks competent. Looks like he'll be a player in the future. Not sure if he'll stay with Manchester United. Who knows? But I think give him a chance. Again, against Grimsby, should be fine. Which side shall we go? Let's go right wing back. Right wing back then. It was a bit of a tie-up between Dalot and Ahmad. But I'm going to go with Ahmad. And that's purely because I would have liked to have seen a stronger start from Ahmad, and I don't feel like he started the season strongly. I also don't feel like he has linked in with Brian Mbeumo yet, or not properly yet. I don't think they've got that full understanding yet. So I'd like to give him the opportunity to utilise the skills he has, because I feel and I hope that we're going to spend more of the time in their half than they're going to spend in our half. So therefore, the defensive requirements and responsibilities on Aman's shoulders shouldn't be there as much. So we should be able to see his attacking prowess and see how he gets on. So going over to the left side, I just want to give Dorgo a rest. Not saying he's been fantastic, but I think he started the season well. Give him a rest and put Diego Leon in there. Now, Diego Leon, we haven't seen much of him this season. He's played in the summer series, looks tenacious, looks up for it, looks to have the bite. I'm not going to say that he's Roberto Carlos, everybody, but what I am going to say is that he's got that South American spirit, that South American grit, determination. He wants to get up and down that flank, especially in the attacking thirds. I think that's where Roberto Carlos excelled, sort of going forward, getting the crosses, getting some crazy, crazy goals at times as well. I would say Carlos could defend, but I wouldn't say that was his strongest point. And I think Diego Leon gives me that sort of vibe that defensively may not be his strongest, but going forward might be the thing that's going to be a strength for him. Now, he has got tenacity, he's tenacious, and to be fair, he is good in the tackles, so who knows, we might get quite a balanced left back there. We'll see. So going into midfield then, into our central positions, I think Bruno needs a rest. Now, do I think Bruno will get a rest? No, I don't. But I think he needs a rest, especially needs a rest after that Fulham game. I think he lost his head after missing that penalty and that whole debacle with the referee and saying that he nudged him. I don't know what's going on there, but I think he needs a rest. I think there may be a bit of speculation around him. If it's to be true around Saudis cropping up again, is he going to go? Is he going to stay? I don't think he'll go at this stage of the window, but it sounds like he'll probably be jetting off to Saudi next season. So in his place, I'd like to see Kobbie Mainoo. Now, Amarin's saying that Mainoo is battling with Bruno for that position. We all know that Mainoo's not going to win that battle because no matter what Bruno does, how he plays, whether he plays well or doesn't play well, he's starting and he's not coming off. So I'm not so sure that he's ever going to win that battle. But tonight, against the League Two opposition, Grimsby Town, I'm putting Mainoo in there. I want Mainoo to show his skills. I want Mainoo to start building up some confidence. Obviously, there is speculation that he's thinking about moving, but why wouldn't you? If you don't feel like you're going to play much. I know we're only early into the season, I appreciate that, but he'll be chomping at the bit to play. He knows that he's a good player. He knows that there'll be other clubs out there that would want him. It is a bit late in the window, but I appreciate if he's getting a little bit twitchy. There could be some truth around it. Now, he could also be posturing. His agent might be posturing for more money. If the stories or the rumours are to be we are led to believe, then is possibly on a low salary at the moment. Now, that's a low salary for footballers, not for you and I. 20 grand a week, if that's true, it is relatively low, especially for a player of his skill set who has played well in finals, he's scored in finals, he's played well for England, and was an England regular in the tournaments. So he does deserve to be on more than 20 grand a week. I just don't think, if this is true, that he deserves to be on 170, 180, 190, 200 grand a week. I don't think he's that player yet, especially the fact that he's not playing much in the team. So if that's true, I don't think he's worth it. But again, put your comments below. I can read your comments later. We can have a discussion about it in the next videos. So in terms of his partner then in central midfield, Ugarte. Now, Ugarte has come on for a few minutes here and there. Hasn't filled me with confidence, if I'm honest, because I don't feel he's played particularly well. I think he's come on like a bit of a headless chicken. I don't think he's that sort of player that probably gets subbed on very well, especially with low confidence anyway. And I think he wants to sort of get involved straight away, and he ends up fouling and he ends up mistiming tackles. He just ends up looking like he's doing karate or something. So I think he needs a start, he needs to settle down, he needs to build that confidence up, and then that's going to help us throughout the season then. Front three. So, front three then. I'm going right 10, Brian Mbeumo. I think, again, Brian hasn't started as well as I'd have hoped he would have started. I think that's down to his connection or lack of connection at the minute with Ahmad. I think it's harmed his game, but I think it's also harmed Ahmad's game. And I think it would just quite telling when, I think it was against Arsenal, when they both went for the same ball and it was in each other's way. So they're basically operating in the same spaces. So I think they just need to iron that out and work that out. I think Amarin would want, or I would like to see anyway, is that Ahmad sort of sticks to that sort of wider role, sticks to the touchline, gives Brian Mbeumo some options in terms of passing. Runs them beyond, though. Runs them beyond, goes to the byline, able to receive the pass, make a cross, make another pass, give that option, give that space, start to draw defenders away to give more space to Brian so that when he cuts inside, he's got more space to shoot. So I think they just need to work that out between them. So this is a good game to start to utilise that. So left 10, Cunha started really well to the season, I believe, but I want to give him a rest. I think we know what we're getting from Cunha. I think he's started the better out of the two, him and Brian Mbeumo. I think he understands the system a bit better. I think he's played the system at Wolves. Maybe not exactly the same, but he's played a version of the system, so understands what Amarin wants from him. He just needs the people around him to perform. So I'll give him a rest and I put Xerxes in. So Xerxes, another one, he's been injured, needs some minutes, needs some confidence. I don't think you can play Xerxes at number 9. It's just that for me, Xerxes, and Hazi would explain it himself, is 9.5. I would say that he would play more like a false 9, even though we'd push him up forwards and say, right, you're our number 9 today. I still think he'll end up dropping back. He won't be able to help himself. He'll drop back. He'll do that sort of Harry Kane thing. He'll want to have plenty of touches of the ball, and he'll end up dropping deep. So I think number 10, he can see the grass in front of him. He can see players in front of him. He can create space. He can run in behind. He can be that person that you can bounce the ball off and do a 1-2 and get a return pass. And I think that will work well with the number 9. So, lastly, up front, it's going to be the big guy, Big Ben, Benjamin Sesko. Now, he hasn't started this season. Been crying out for him to start. I understand that Amarin's probably thinking, well, he's new to the league. He's not up to match fitness. He trained, but he trained on his own. He didn't really train with Leipzig. He didn't really play much. So you'll be saying that he's not up to speed yet. However, I want to see him playing tonight. I want him to see him playing tonight, playing well, getting that confidence up, ready for the Premier League. Right then, to finish off, predictions, always a difficult one to predict when you're playing against a lower opposition. League 2 side in this scenario, Grimsby Town at their place. They'll have the crowd behind them at home. They are the underdogs. There's no real pressure for them. So they can just go out there and play their game. A lot of these lower league sides at times do play well, to be fair. They are trying to play out from the back and that sort of thing. Again, I can't sort of speak for Grimsby because I haven't watched them play. But I'm expecting and predicting that we play well, we play our game. We're a bit more like we were in the summer series and what we were like against Arsenal. But this time, we're actually going to score some goals. And I'm wanting to see some patterns of play. So in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go with a comfortable, although it may be uncomfortable watch. I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0. And I'm also going to say, I'll only pick one goal scorer. I'm going to say Benjamin Sesko. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with a 3-0 win. It may be uncomfortable at times and maybe an uncomfortable watch, but I'm hoping to see a comfortable win. And yes, a clean sheet, even with Bayern nets. But that's what I'm going with. So come on, let's raise that energy. It's United, United, United. Yes, we can win this tonight. There should be no excuses. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. It's really important for new people on YouTube, such as myself, as a community, so that we can grow together. You subscribing is going to help us to grow, so that we can do stuff like live shows, we can have call-ins, we can have watch-alongs, but we can also do something a little bit different now. I'm not going to say what that is at the moment. I want you guys to get me to the road to 50 subscribers and beyond. So please press that button, please like, please share, and I will see you on the next one.